This is the ABCs of Horror Challenge created by Rob's Nightmares. I will put a link to his channel in the description. If you want to participate, all you have to do is watch and review a horror movie for each letter of the alphabet in order from A to Z, and you can go at your own pace. My sister may do this with me. If so, we'll probably be watching the same movies. I'm going to try to pick movies that I either haven't seen or haven't seen in a long time. So for the letter A, I chose Alone in the Dark from 1982. This is a movie I've wanted to see for a long time because it was one of the movies featured in the Terror in the Aisles documentary, which is what introduced me to a lot of horror movies. My video store didn't have this one, or else I didn't know the name of the movie back then, and by the time I looked up the list of movies that are in the documentary on Wikipedia or whatever, it was out of print on DVD. So I bought this when Scream Factory put it out, but I haven't gotten around to watching it until now. And it turns out I had seen this one before and just didn't realize it, but it had been a long time, so I didn't remember much. The movie is directed by Jack Sholder, who also directed A Nightmare on Elm Street Part 2. And he also directed Wishmaster 2 and wrote it. This movie was written by Jack Sholder, Robert Shaye, because it's an early New Line movie, and also Michael Harpster. Surely that doesn't say hamster. It stars Dwight Schultz, Murdoch from the A-Team, as a psychiatrist who moves to a new town with his wife and daughter to take a job at a mental asylum facility that's run by Donald Pleasence, who believes in treating patients with more leniency and dignity. The more violent patients, the ones that have committed violent crimes, are kept on the third floor, which the windows and doors are controlled by electric locks. Two of these inmates are played by Jack Palance and Martin Landau. There ends up being a blackout one night, so the patients escape, and the patients from the third floor end up going after the new doctor, going to his house, because Jack Palance's character believes that he's murdered their previous doctor, who he really liked. And I liked this movie. You've got Dwight Schultz playing kind of the opposite of his Murdoch character. He's, a more normal, reserved character, although he does get some big acting moments. And then you've got Donald Pleasence playing a psychiatrist that's kind of the opposite of Loomis, so that's interesting. The name of the town is Springwood, and I think it shows on a piece of mail, it shows it's like in New Jersey or something, so it's not the same Springwood that's in A Nightmare on Elm Street, I don't think, but that's still interesting. And there's a very Nightmare on Elm Street scene at the beginning of the movie. There's also a killer in a hockey mask at one point. So you've got all these elements from the big three horror franchises in here. It's also kind of a slasher movie. It's got a lot of slasher elements, at least. And it ends up being kind of a home invasion movie. There's some decent suspense sequences. There's a scene where, I don't know that I'd call it suspense, but one of the patients who's escaped from the third floor is a child molester, and he ends up in the house alone with the doctor's young daughter. And I was just like, oh my god, oh no, what is going to happen? But she's kind of this precocious character, so she doesn't make an easy victim, so it ends up being kind of funny, which was good, because I thought we were about to go to a really dark place there for a minute. The cinematography is good, the score's pretty good. There's also a scene where that has a pretty cool punk rock band in it. I thought the characters were interesting. There's like some big name actors in here. Jack Palance's story arc I especially liked. Overall, I really liked this movie, so that's about all I've got to say. Have you seen this one? What did you think of it? Be sure and check out Rob's Nightmares, and until next time, keep on creeping on. Yeah, cheers. Thanks a lot.